Hi, I'm Sharon, Abaud, immigration attorney. In this video, I'm going to talk about how you can know if your U.S. citizen child who is 21 years old can make you a resident of the United States. Stay tuned. Before I proceed, I'd like to remind you to subscribe to my channel and to click the bell so that you can receive a notification every time I upload a new video, and so that you can be on top of it and learn the latest that I've uploaded about immigration law. So today's topic is really important because there's a lot of people who think, it's really simple and they get caught up in this mess. They think that just because their child turned 21, that's enough. They can be a resident, and that's not the case. You have to look at it like a two-step process. Step one, do you have the family member who can qualify you for residency? Yeah, congratulations. If your U.S. citizen child turned 21, you're right. You have that family member who can qualify you. But that's it. That's all you have. You just have that family member who qualifies you. Now you have to prove step two, which is that you qualify for residency, that you are not inadmissible under the law. Now, there's many reasons you can be deemed inadmissible. This is why immigration lawyers exist. This is why we're here, because it's a very complex area of law, and there's no way I can explain it to you all in this video or imagine every scenario that you might be inadmissible in. This is why it's important to consult with an immigration attorney about your case. The most common scenario, the most common issue that arises is when a person does not qualify to immigrate in the United States. This is because of the unlawful presence issue. So the fact that your U.S. citizen child turned 21 and petitioned for you, that's great. If you qualify to immigrate in the United States and there's no other issues of admissibility, that's great. You can file for residency here in the United States. You can even file for a work permit, assuming everything else is okay, and you can get your residency that way. The problem occurs when a person does not qualify to immigrate here in the United States and they have to immigrate abroad. Okay? And when they have to immigrate abroad, what happens is that they go to their interview and they trigger what's called oftentimes a 10-year or 3-year bar. So a 3-year bar occurs if the person's been here more than 6 months without status, but less than a year, and they leave the country. They're going to go to their interview thinking they're going to just leave for a few weeks. Then they find out that they're denied, and they're going to be denied entry for that amount of time. The other way is if they've been present without status for more than a year, and then they leave the country to go to their interview, they're going to be trigger what's called the 10-year bar. And that's assuming there's no other issue, they never left the country before, that's assuming everything else is fine. What I do in these cases when the interview is abroad for example, a person petitioning for their U.S. citizen spouse, I go ahead and file a provisional waiver before they go to their interview, and we don't send them anywhere until they get that approval notice in hand, and then we prepare them for their interview to go abroad. Because without that waiver approved, you're essentially going to show up to your interview and they're going to flat out deny you for that reason, and then you won't be allowed back in for a very long time. So this is why it's really important in these cases. The fact that you have a U.S. citizen child who's 21 years old is not going to qualify you for a provisional waiver, and it's really important that you understand that. And you may ask, what are the ways that I know I can immigrate here in the United States, since clearly it's a crucial issue in this situation? Well, I wrote a quick guide that you can read pretty quickly. It's really short, and I really try to break it down so that you understand how to know if you qualify to immigrate here in the United States. But I do want to remind you that there's no way that in this quick little guide I could think of every possible scenario that can make you inadmissible. It's just meant to educate you and give you a general idea, and I always recommend that you consult with an immigration attorney before proceeding with your case. Before I end my video, I'd like to remind you to go ahead, if you have any questions, to put them below in the comments as suggestions so that I can make new videos and answer your questions that way. And I thank you for watching my video, and I want to remind you to subscribe and click the bell to receive a notification when I upload the next video. Until next time, thank you.